Hey everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the Shaped Through Fate podcast. My guest today is Cameron. He's a singer in Basement League. So here's what Basement League sound like.
What is this hell I'm facing? Rain me in. Push me out for me, it's taking me further from where I've been. Hopelessly searching, I'm lost and I'm broken again. Won't you find me? Won't you save me? Always I'm running away from the sun. Don't say that you're hopeful, we're already done.
Now, I might be biased. That song's called Rain Me In, by the way, if you want to go and listen to it. I might be biased, but out of all the bands that I've been lucky enough to play with while I've been doing music, Priest of Pilots that are now Basement League, just everything they put out is fucking brilliant. Like, I think they're probably, I won't say my favourite because I've got a few, but they're definitely up there as far as like bands that I'd actually genuinely listen to. They've got to be up there. Like, I listen to them quite a lot, but I didn't tell Cameron that because I didn't want him going getting big-headed. So there you go, Cameron. If you're hearing this now, I like your stuff. I like what you're doing. Well done, mate. Keep it up. So should we get into it? Let's go. Oh, before I go. So yeah, the audio for this one is a little bit choppy. We had Cameron's housemate forgetting their keys, so he had to shoot off and let them in. So there was a gap there. My wife came up to where we were recording, and I had to go and help look for a baby monitor. So there's a gap there. What else? At one point, Cameron came back and told me that his toilet was leaking. So there's a gap there. And yeah, the software that I normally record audio on decided to just sod off halfway through recording. So Cameron's audio was recorded on my backup, which once I listened to it, I realised it was quite hissy. So yeah, I mean, you get the gist of the conversation. I'll do my best to edit it out, but you know, enjoy this episode with Cameron because he's a lovely guy. Let's get into it.
Shaped Through Fate Podcast.
My guest today is Cameron, singer from Basement League. How are you doing?
I am not too bad, mate. Not too bad at all. How you doing?
Radiant as always, mate. Radiant as always.
Glowing.
See the,
Frankly glowing.
you see the seamless switch in personalities there.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was incredible. Straight in. This is how I know I'm working with a professional here. This is incredible.
So how did we get into music then, mate? Because you're in a band called Basement League at the minute, but what came before Basement League? So talk me through what first piqued your interest in music.
To be honest, it's a bit of a weird one for me. Like, I've always been into music. Like, I know that there are some people out there that, and this is fucking, oh shit, already sweating.
No, it's just the C-bombs, mate. Editing the fucks out doesn't bother me. It's just the C-bombs.
Yeah, but that's the biggest challenge. That's the hardest one not to say.
All right, well, at the end of this, mate, we'll have a beat count. If you've hit 15, then you're in trouble.
Oh,
you got 15.
15. Damn.
I'll make a note.
All right.
Oh, you got 15.
Exactly. Let's get a tally going. Yeah. So like, there are some people out there I know that like just aren't really fussed by it. You know, we'll listen to it if it's on or whatever. But like, I've always been like an avid music fan, like listening to a range of stuff. Like, you know, trying to actually like, you know, look a bit deeper than just what it is on the surface and whatever. But never really like beyond singing in school shows or like, you know, briefly doing like an after school singing club or whatever, like never really taking it seriously.
Right.
And then when I was 18, I went to drama school, and a big part of our lessons were singing lessons. So like I was taught, you know, scales, kind of started developing my voice, like learned a bunch of exercises and stuff like that, and really, really started to enjoy it and started to like feel my voice and stuff. And so then, like after drama school's done, I found that there was like a bit of a gap missing, really. And I really wanted to get into singing, but I wanted to like apply my learning to music that I actually vibe with. You know, instead of doing like, you know, old folk songs or musical theatre songs, like I wanted to bring it to like that more like rock style, because I feel like that was what my voice was more suited to. Was that more like shouty, gritty, like kind of sound. And so I was like, just did the classic thing, just went on Google and was like, pop punk bands in London. And like, I found this band, Priest of Pilots, on, I think it was literally Join My Band. And they were looking for a singer. And like, I applied, took it way too seriously. Apparently, like I came into the first audition knowing like their whole catalog, so they were like, "What do you want to sing?" And I was like, "Well, name one of your songs."
Did
And
you have a
I
printed out
know
CV?
it.
You like walk in there with your CV. You're like, "This is me."
Yeah, funny. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. No, so yeah, just went in like really vibed with them. Me and the old guitarist Quinty, who obviously you know,
Yeah.
he lived in the same part of London as I did, so like we got like the train back and stuff. It was like really vibing with them, and yeah, they said yes, took me in. We played as priests for like a year and a half, maybe a year. But then Quinty left, and we were like, you know, there's two new singers and a new guitarist that weren't in Priest to Pilot, so you know, should maybe look to rebrand. And thus, in summer of 2019, Basement League was born.
Was it
And
2019?
it was 2019. It seems like I can't. For me, it seems like we were playing for Priest as for like way longer, but because we did that tour in the summer, pretty much like just after we've become Basement League,
Yeah.
it feels like we have been Basement League for a while. And obviously, we've not really done anything for like a whole year.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you changed the name. We did the tour, and then you didn't release Juniper till the year after, did you?
Yeah, we did finish the tour up in like September and then released Juniper in March.
Oh yeah, I suppose so. It just fucking 2019 sounds like a long time ago.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It feels longer ago as well, given how long we've been fucking stuck inside for.
Yeah, right. How have you been holding up during the lockdown? Been all right?
This is a real puts down bit.
I'll play Agony Aunt
no.
for a minute, mate. I'll play Agony Aunt. Go on, lean on
Yeah,
me.
exactly. How you feeling? How you feeling? Go on, how you feeling? You know what? It wasn't too bad. It was fucked.
That's fine. No, you still haven't hit the C-bombs
yet.
yet.
It's fucking happening. Yeah, like it wasn't too bad. Lockdown 1 was bollocks. Like that sucked. I was doing tour guiding on the side as like my main hustle, beyond the acting in the band, and obviously that was one of the first things to go. You know, I had loads of shit going on in my personal life. I ended up actually moving back home to Northampton. Like, I just got priced out of London, having lost my job and stuff, which was crap. And like, you know, moved back home. Wasn't really where I wanted to be. Like, it was nice to reconnect with family and stuff, and like, you know, I was in a real spot. Like, and I'm, you know, really glad I went back. You know, just to like get that time with, you know, people that love your folks and stuff. But to be honest, like, kind of after that move and after all that like shit went down, like, it was not too bad. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, as a band, we were kind of like, you know, lockdown was probably one of the best things to happen to us, because like, we were due into the studio in like May or June, and we only had like 3 or 4 demos, and we're like, you know, choosing between those ones and like desperately trying to get songs done.
Yeah.
Go to lockdown, studio gets put back. James, who's like probably our main songwriter, he just like blasts out the demos. He's put on furlough, so he's effectively working full time as you know, just doing demos for Basement League, just churning them out. I'm like stuck at home working from home with a microphone, and you know, within a couple months we were churning out like, I think we got up to like, I think we had to narrow down for the 4 songs we took to studio. We had to narrow it down from like 27, 28, having, you know, fully been prepared to go into studio with like 6 songs ready. So, you know, it was, it was weird in that sense. That it was really helpful, but you know, it's just been stuck inside has been so chuff.
No, I think that's good. I mean, so how many songs did you record in the end? You went for the 4?
4, yeah, we did another 4.
Right. Because I remember, I mean, you didn't record any of the ones that I heard, and I suggested you recorded, so whatever.
Yeah, no.
It just shows how, like...
Well, so far, obviously I can't be leaking any stuff that's so far in advance, but there is one, probably your favourite one, is likely going to get recorded at some stage down the line.
Nice.
It's got to. We play it so much, like, it's got to, really.
Oh, mate, like, I'm a big fan of the ballads and stuff like that, and when we toured, mate, that song stood out every night.
Like you were playing great songs, but then you'd play that one. It's like, fuck the rock songs. Like this is a banger. I mean,
We say it at practice, man.
like I
Honestly,
know,
we say it
obviously,
at
it's not.
practice.
It's a tough subject matter to sing about, but fuck, like that for me shows like if you know the guy singing it fucking means it when he's singing it. You're like, that's a good song. Like if you're just going through the motions and singing about like some fucking bollocks that you don't care about or you don't believe in, it means absolutely nothing. For me, anyway.
No, I fully agree. I feel like that's the thing. That's the thing missing in a lot of bands. I feel
Yeah.
like I think especially the way the genre seems to have like gone. You know, like because we're kind of, to be honest, we're kind of moving away from that pop punk style. And like, well, you guys obviously do have overlays. I wouldn't say that you guys are necessarily like a pop punk band as such. You know.
Yeah, I don't know why we got put in that because, like, from the off, I think we've got like 2 pop punky sections. But like, for me, I just like to call us a rock band because it means we can go whatever fucking way we want. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I
For
see
sure,
it.
I was talking to Justin from Trauma PR, and he was saying similar that he kind of feels it's that more like general brand of rock. But like, I find like particularly with like the pop punk bands and like all these new artists that are coming through that are like, because every fucker and his nan's doing a pop punk band, a pop punk album now, like Machine Gun Kelly and stuff, and like I thought that was good. It had some like cool moments on it, but like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what is missing is that a lot of pop punk bands seem to just be doing like pop punk songs for the sake of doing a pop punk song and like trying to be like, oh, this is a really cool pop punk riff, or this is a really cool pop punk verse, and it's like,
Yeah, right.
why not just do a really cool riff, or why not just do a really cool verse and make the music that you really vibe with,
Oh, mate, I completely agree. I think like it's got so like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the genre's so muddied up that it's like just call yourself a rock band, and if you want to play a fucking ballad, play a ballad. You don't have to sound like you're coming off again Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Underground or whatever. You don't have to. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to sound like that, great. But then if you're like, oh, we've written this cool song, but I'm not sure if it will fit with our genre. Well, fuck it, just play it anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, like why not? Honestly, why not? There's a wicked interview with Steven Tyler, of course of Aerosmith fame, and he talks about like when they're recording, they always bring these songs where they're like, oh, we dare to suck, and like that's the whole premise is they'll bring a song in and be like, this is bollocks, this is crap, and like 9 times out of 10 it'll be absolute chuff, but every like once every so often you'll get a song that's like, oh no, this is just you being creative, and this is actually like this is class.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get. I mean, me especially, like, it's never going to happen at our level. We're never going to get like somebody go, oh, they fucking sold out. They're just doing it for money or whatever. But the amount of bands that release stuff, like, just springing to mind, Bring Me the Horizon did it. The new Architects one, I read some reviews on that, and it's like, oh, they fucking sold out. They're doing this, that, and the other. It's like, no, there's still Architects. If you go to a show, they'll still play the Architects song, but if you listen to this album, it goes from this to that to this. They don't, like, who put them in the pigeonhole to begin with? Because they don't want to fucking be in it.
Yeah.
So as I alluded to in the intro, this is the part I cut a load of stuff out because me and Cameron just went off on one. And it wasn't really relevant to the podcast, so I've decided to save a bit of time, I'll cut it out and replace it with my Dorset tones. Anyway, so yeah, that's why I referenced cutting it, so back into it. There we go. Now I know where to cut it. So yeah, we'll talk about the new single Rain Me In, which by the time this episode is out, will be out. So
It will.
What made you leave with this single?
We kind of wanted to start with a bang, and of the 4 that we've got, this is a bang. There are other bang moments, in the other songs we've done, but like we've done like a lot of growing up over the last 12 months, because like this song's, it's been over a year since Juniper's been out. We are a completely different band, and it's kind of I think that's been the main frustration really, is that people haven't been able to watch us grow. They haven't been able to like see us progress at shows or through more regular releases. just because deadlines being pushed back and stuff. So like I feel like it's really going to be probably a surprise to some people. It does sound like it's different from Juniper. It's a different vibe. But yeah, we just felt like it was the right one to do. Really, it was. Ironically, it was probably the one that we had the most trouble with in the build up to studio, and for a very long time, it was like on the fringes of the shortlist. We hated it. Like, it really wasn't great in the sense that we were getting really frustrated with bits of it. But then Nathan had this idea of like he was like. We sent it and Nathan was like, "Nah, this is a really really good demo." We were like, the rest of us weren't really vibing with it that much. Like we liked it, but we weren't like, "Nah, this ain't gonna be on the this ain't gonna be one of the four." But Nathan was like, "No, this is really really good. I think we should go with it like a different vibe on it." And because we were like trying to do it like a sad song, and then there were points where it was like trying to be more of a hopeful song and a happy song. But Nathan was like, no, it's an angry song. It's 100% an angry song. And I was like, that's actually quite interesting because, I'd written the vocal, like the lyrics on it, and I'd never even like read into them like that. And I was like, actually, no, like, I think I was maybe trying to project that it was a sad song or a happy song, whereas actually, no, like realistically from the core, my writing was pissed off.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what it became. It kind of, for me anyway, it kind of embodies the whole of lockdown for us. It's an angry, it's an aggressive, it's a melt your face song. Like it's a kick. It's like a 300. The kick in 300, where he's like, Sparta, rein me in, kicks Juniper into that hole.
Okay.
And is like, new Basement League is here. And so I really rate Rain. I think it's probably one of my favorite things we've done. So I'm hoping people are enjoying it.
Yeah, by the time this is out, so go to Spotify, listen to Rein Me In, or I don't know if I mentioned this in any of the other podcasts, but all the guests that I have on, I've made a Shaped Through Fate. Oh, fucking can't even say my own brand name right. Shaped Through Fate playlist. So if you search Shaped Through Fate on search Shaped Through Fate on Spotify and go and listen to it on our playlist, because it will still give Basement League plays, but it will mean that our playlist gets more listens.
100%.
Thank you.
Do it. And Matt's got a solid music taste, so you should be doing that anyway.
Exactly, because Hawthorne Heights are fucking brilliant.
Oh my god, they are. I wanted to see them at Face Down one year, and I think they played one of the last Face Downs.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll be honest, I like them, but I'm a sucker for Ohio is for Lovers. Like that's such a guilty pleasure song. As soon as that, but I can't make it on my own. I love it. But yeah, and then I saw the footage, and I'm kind of glad I didn't go.
Oh mate, I've seen them every time they've come to the UK since 2003, 2004. I've been at every local show. Like I think I've seen them every tour they've done in the UK. I've been there. I fucking love them.
Solid.
Yeah, mate, they're so
Solid,
good.
dude.
You got to embrace this sort of thing. I mean, I went and saw Nickelback live. I've got shit music taste, so fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, I was just gassing you up about that playlist, and then you come out with the Nickelback.
Oh, it's all fucking subjective. It's all subjective.
Burn it to the ground is a jam though. That tune slaps.
Yeah, like my thing is I've this will be out after the episode, but I've done it like a solo episode where I'm just talking about bands that I like, and I don't think there's anyone that grew up in the same like era as me that has never heard or doesn't know the words to a Nickelback song. I genuinely don't think that's a thing. Everyone knows Nickelback.
So. Oh, How You Remind Me is a classic. But that's cross generations, because like How You Remind Me came out when I was wee.
Yeah.
I was small. But then Rockstar was like right in the era where like my generation were really starting to like get into music and stuff and be way more cognizant of it. So like I guarantee you talk to anyone my age, they're gonna know the lyrics to Rockstar.
Yeah. Everyone knows a Nickelback song. Whatever, like, from 2000 onwards, if you like rock music, you'll know a Nickelback song. Be it Rockstar, How You Remind Me, you'll know a Nickelback song. Like, they'll bring out another song and it'll be the next generation's Nickelback song. But anyway, we've gone on to Nickelback now. So, talk to me about the recording process of the EP then. Mainly from a singer's point of view, because I'm aware how guitars are done and I know drums are done. in a certain way and whatever. But with singers, it's not so black and white. Like, if you're not in the zone, you're not feeling it, your performance is going to be shit. Like, with it, not to take away from guitar players or whatever, but you go through the motions. And I always find, like, I've nearly fucking passed out while I was singing before because I was pushing it that much. So do you have any, like, techniques that you use that you think, I'll share this with the people that listen?
I don't know, to be fair. I kind of just blag it most of the time.
Oh, well, let's go back. So I suppose coming from a drama background, you kind of lost the... I mean, I say you lost it. I don't know if you ever had it or not, but I suppose from a drama background, you kind of lose that stage fright element. Because for me...
100%, mate.
I remember the first time I recorded in a studio, it was just me and I had my headphones on and I could hear myself. I was like, this is so fucking unnatural. Like, I don't like it. And I think the first, like, couple of bands I was in, the performances just weren't there. And I remember I used to sound like an American... I basically was Tom DeLonge, but the Brit version. And eventually it's just like, whereas now I just slap on a set of headphones and I'm like, yeah, fuck it. If it sounds shit, it sounds shit. I don't care. But so I suppose with you coming from the drama background, that was never there. You weren't like subconscious of everyone in the control room is going to be able to hear just my vocals. So if I bum a note, like almost like like you're almost scared to sing because you're like, even though these guys have heard you throughout the writing process and they've heard your demos and whatever, you're still a bit like, I don't really
boy, and that they've heard some stinking demos. You know, the ones where you're like, this is garbage, but I've just got to get the idea down. It's not a note in key. I've got no idea what the idea was. I'm like, I hope you like it.
I suppose on the plus side for you, because you had Daily record your stuff, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Shout out to Daily George. Go check that guy out. He's fucking good at what he does.
Yeah, he was helping me with the vocals on Erica Drive's first EP, and like he made it so comfortable that there was none of that like. Because I mean, like I've had producers like stop me halfway through a take and be like, "Yeah, do that again. It was shit," and it completely takes you out of the moment. But I know with Daly, it was like he'd. I mean, he probably didn't want to say that, but he'd say it in such a way that he'd be like, I think you can just do this a little bit better, or just try this. And you just keep going. And he's looking out for a very specific bit. And then he's like, yeah, you fucking smashed it. It's like, so I found that helped.
Yeah, to be fair, like linking to the first question, like 100%, I think my like drama school time helped in the sense that like, you know, I mean, you've been to our shows, you see what I'm like it kind of being on stage and playing those shows, it unlocks this totally different side of my personality, and kind of the drama school side of things means that I can stand up in a room full of like, you know, the first London show we had was I think we played like 70 cap. I think it was sold out. If not, we were close to it. And like, if I'm in a room full of strangers, like it's no bother to me. Like I could not give like less of a toss. You know, that pub, that bar, that club, wherever we're playing, that's my Wembley. Like that's it. You know, everything else kind of blurs away, and like it you know, it's go time. Like studio is a bit different, especially the first time going. I was like mad nervous. I was so nervous, and I think mainly it was because like the boys in the band are so supportive. Like I made it expressly clear when I joined Priest that I'd never been in a band before, and that this was the first time like I'd been singing in a group of, you know, musicians that want to be professionals. And like they've been so supportive throughout the whole process. And 100%, like that first studio time while I was mad nervous, like Daly just like, he just knew what to say. Like he fully knew what to say to get me comfortable. Because like, don't get me wrong, if someone like says to me like it is shit, I'm kind of like, again, because of the drama school stuff, like I'll do an audition, be told it's crap, and never hear from them again. Like I don't get feedback. I'm fine with that, and I've kind of got like, you know, a bit of a thick skin when it comes to that kind of thing. But like Daly just knew what to say, where he's like, oh no, you know, if you try it this way, or try adding a little bit more energy there, like, oh, you know, we're really close, like we can get it. And I found that actually that really informed the second studio time,
Yeah.
And similar to what it was interesting what you said, like Juniper and Youth of Today, like you might notice it. I sing with a slight American accent, and that was because I was like uncomfortable and I was still like trying to find my voice and like didn't think that an English accent or my Midlands tones would go on like my horrible Northamptonian voice would like be suited to a rock song. And then on the new stuff, like because Daily got me so comfortable the first time, because obviously I'd had another year to like practice, it just felt so like a duck to water. Really, it was like such a pleasant experience. Like we got the vocals done like way quicker than I thought we would, and just I think just establishing that relationship with Daly the first time around, it made like coming to this one like just so much better. He knew what made me tick. I kind of knew how to interpret his notes a bit more, so like I kind of knew a bit more like what he was actually asking for and what he was saying and stuff. And it's just so nice when you hit that flow and you're like, yeah, we're getting shit done here, and we're doing that kind of stuff, which is solid.
Yeah, I always think as well, like you can tell from, because I think naturally you'll come out of the vocal booth and the band will be like, oh yeah, good job mate. There's that almost like, so that's not fake, but you can tell when it's like genuinely authentic. So if you've gone in there and fucking smashed it, you'll come out and there won't be that, oh, nice job mate. It's like, that was really good. And like, it's like, fucking smash that one then. Because they're like, and don't get me wrong, it's not unauthentic. They're like, obviously being supportive and whatnot. But then,
well, they're not going to tell you were shit, are they?
Yeah. So that's always nice. Like, it was before the ranch, Neil used to own a studio, and it was Neil. I don't know if you met Neil while you were there.
I think we met him briefly. He came in a couple of times while we were.
Yeah, he's the reason that I now sing the way I sing, because I was in like a screamo, like nu metal band. And
nice. I need to hear some of that as well.
And then like after this, mate, we'll just have a listening party. If you've got nowhere to go, I've got nowhere to go, and we'll just fucking listen.
I'll check it too. Definitely check a couple, mate.
So he was like, I did my take, and he got me back in the control room, and he soloed my voice. So this is the first time I'd properly been in a studio, and he goes, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Dorset." He's like, "Where were you born?" I was like, "Cambridge." He's like, "Oh, okay." I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that. He's like, "So go in there and just talk the line."
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, we gradually built up to a sing. And he's like, "Why does it change? I don't understand why it suddenly goes American." So after that, I was like almost embarrassed into it, and I'm like, I suppose I've managed to break the habit now. But like, it's almost like when I try and sing, I'll just talk, but in like a tune. Like,
it works with your voice, man. It works. It really works with your voice, dude. Like I've always like maintained it. I mean, I think you, and I've said this since we first played a show together. Like, I think you boys are criminally underrated. Like, I seriously rate your stuff, and like, your voice 100%. Like, I think like, the tones of it, the sounds of it are class, and like, I feel like the last EP was like such a step up even from the first one that it was like noticeable. Like the full dude, like is.
That was the song I nearly passed out.
You see me like on tour, bro. Every time you play that on tour, I was like there, front row, like, oh, it's coming.
It's just coming. The fucking end of it, mate. I've got videos of me, so in the studio, and obviously this is going to be audio only, so I'll try and describe it as best as. But Cameron can see me, so I'll do like an actions for him. So I would sing the end of the full. The what have I done? And it would be. I'd give it so much that I'd stop and then finish the line, and I would be hanging onto the rafters like this. And I'm just nearly fucking passing out. I'm like, give me a minute. Like, genuinely, the videos I've got, you can see my fucking eyes glaze over. Like, I was giving it so much.
And like someone stood up falling asleep on the tube.
Yeah. And, like, in the end, Sam was like, but you've recorded the demo. Like, what's different? Why can't you suddenly get through the whole line? You can only do half. He's like, just rein it in. Here we go. Get the plug in.
Plug.
Trying to talk about my own band, and I've plugged somebody else's.
Check out Basement League.
And I was just like, so then I kind of toned it down a bit, but like it was fucking like especially from singers. Like if you fuck up, it's so obvious, so obvious.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like if you know if you fuck up on a guitar, like it's funny. If you fuck up on a bass, it's funny. Or you just kind of you just go again. Really, like I don't know. When you're recording that, it's like, oh, that's it. Just stop. Go for another take. Go for another take. But like, yeah, when you fuck up singing, it's like fucking shit.
like, yeah, your voice cracks or something. But luckily, where we play live, if I fuck up, I'll hit my guitar tuner and be like, "Fucking guitar's out. Guitar's out. It's got nothing to do with my ability to not sing. The guitar's out."
Not sure what's going on here.
So if anyone watches Erica Drive live and I'm tuning while I should be singing, just know that I've fucked up, and I'm trying to make it look like I haven't fucked up.
That's so weird. I do the same thing, and I don't even play the guitar.
Yeah, you just go over and tune Isaac's guitar.
Get a guitar, like go grab a guitar.
Yeah. Isaac, I'm just tuning up your backup, mate. I fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh no, I messed up the note. Best play around with these amp dials.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think the XLR on the microphones come out. I'll just play with that for a little bit. So, you just announced a management deal, right?
We certainly did. We signed with Danny Boland from Perspective Music.
Shout out Perspective Music.
Yeah, shouts Perspective, shouts Danny, fellow Hobbit. We are the two smallies from the Basement League squad.
He did message me, and he's like, I don't know, I know you've made them Band of the Week, but I don't know if you want to get Basement League on the podcast. So I was like, mate, I've already got fucking 2 of them lined up this week, so...
It's been really interesting, because obviously he's been like... He's ace. He's honestly been so good, and like we didn't know we needed management or how well we'd do in management until we got it. It's not. He's a very welcome kick up the arse that we all need sometimes. Like if we've forgotten about something, or if we need to get shit done, and he's ace for that. But booking this tour, which I'm sure we'll discuss, was really interesting because he was obviously talking about you and A New Hope. Like we didn't know yous, so like I've been in touch with A New Hope's booking agent and stuff, and I went to Hereford and just dicked around with those boys.
When he messaged me,
could just ask.
When he messaged me, I was like, I don't know if you know whether I know them or not, but I've played. In fact, maybe one show. I've played every Basement League show there was. Like. I'm pretty sure I've done every one.
Live, you must have done.
Because I come and did that acoustic one. I'm pretty sure I've played every one.
Did you? Were you guys at the first one? Like the first ever one, where it was another Trauma PR one. It was the last one we did with Quinty.
Yeah, we were. Yes, we were. I think because we didn't announce that we were on it, and then we suddenly appeared on it, and Isaac was like, "How the fuck did you keep that one quiet?" I was like, Justin just booked us and we didn't think we'd tell you. I'm pretty sure I've been to them all.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, pretty sure
I've
been to them all.
Super fan.
Oh, mate, massively.
Yeah, shouts. Check out Basement League.
I'll be selling the fucking T-shirts out on the pavement after. Like, fucking get your knockoff Basement League shirts.
Yeah, it's got like Basement League with like 2 E's instead of an E and an A.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I've been at them all.
Dang, that's dedication.
Well, you got to have a super fan, haven't you? So
you got to be done.
Yeah.
Got to be done. Although we do have a couple of those. Like it seems to be on like Facebook and Insta. We got a couple like. It's been one of the most interesting things post Juniper is like having people that. Because we put a lot of time and effort into like the ad campaign and stuff like that, and who to like target it to and like send it out to, and hit playlists and stuff. And we've had a couple people that have stuck around that like none of us know, but like will comment religiously on everything, and it's like just a real experience. And like, do you remember that? It must have been the last show we did in Bournemouth. Do you remember there was the person that went around like? Yeah. Getting all our autographs.
Yeah, right. Like I mean, because the thing is, like, and it does, like, for me, I feel really arrogant doing it, but like, it scares the shit out of me. Like, I don't think anyone's like, even with this podcast, I don't think anyone's gonna give a fuck, and I'm literally just doing it to entertain myself. And then, like, there's been a few times now. I remember the first time I played an acoustic, or not the first time, but I played an acoustic show, and somebody came up to me after it, and they were clutching an EP of mine. And they were like, "Can you sign this?" And my mate was with me, and he's like, "You look like a fucking rabbit in the headlights." I was like, "I don't know why anyone would want me to sign anything. Like, it's just such an
Do they
abnormal."
want it to depreciate in value?
Yeah, right.
Like,
if I scribble on this, love, it's gone from being worth about 50p to fucking you'll owe someone money. But it's just such a surreal thing, and it's like, it's lovely, but then it's like, it almost gets to a point where it's like, oh, they've commented again. It's like, no, that's good. That's good. Do you know what I mean? So it's weird that, like, people it's weird people give a fuck. Like,
yeah, no, it's such a surreal experience. Such a, like, damn, like, it's just crazy, mate. Just absolutely crazy. Am I right, like, if we really quickly cut, I've just got to go let my flatmate in.
yeah, no worries.
Because he's a
No worries.
felon that forgot his
I'll take the
keys.
time to check the audio and make sure it's all recorded.
Alright, solid. See you in a sec.
See you in a bit. I don't even fucking know what we were talking about, to be honest.
We were talking about
I can go back and listen.
Danny,
Hang on.
management.
Yes, you were. So how did the management come about? They get in touch with you?
We'd like spoken to them briefly beforehand. We sent off like a few applications for management and stuff to try and like get on the book somewhere. Had like a couple bits of interest, and like Perspective were one of them. Like they said they were interested, but they had like a few too many pop punk bands on. And then like they then put out that they were bringing on someone new, and that they were looking for like new bands, and we were starting to move away more from the pop punk and kind of more into that like rock kind of general like emo kind of. It's I fucking hate putting a genre on it.
It's
mate,
a rock,
but,
you're
like,
in a rock band, mate. You're moving towards a rock band.
That's it, and yeah, so that Danny had just joined. He was looking to like grow his own kind of roster and stuff, and yeah, it was just right place, right time, I think, and they had a spot on the books for us.
Nice.
Just solid, yeah. And as I say, like, probably one of the best decisions we made. To be fair, he's been just an ace, like sixth member of the band. To be fair, like, just like, offering some pretty valuable insights and stuff like that. It's been really helpful.
That'd be good, mate. Hopefully it pushes you on, because I mean, you were smashing it on your own with. I mean, I know you say you've moved on from Juniper and stuff, but it's had like 20k plays or something on Spotify, hasn't it, or something? So
It hit 25k a couple of days ago.
there we go. So
We've ended up on some playlist.
I
Like,
saw
someone's
that.
added us to a playlist.
no, that's a
and
legit
it's-
playlist. I was surprised that the band's on there.
Yeah, I was baffled. I was absolutely baffled.
Fucking sick.
Because we were like, we were so gassed because obviously, this will go out in the future. We're actually speaking in the past right now
We are
for
in
those
the
at
past.
home.
We're currently on May the 5th.
Yeah, so Ray Meehan's not even out yet, you lucky people. Go listen to Basement League.
Check out Basement League.
Check out
Spotify Basement League.
Alexa, play Basement League.
Mate, you're gonna imagine that. You're gonna piss so many people off. I mean, I say that like you're gonna piss people off because they're like, "How fucking dare he turn off that podcast?"
Yeah. Hey, everyone, play this loudspeaker.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
Google. It's like, fuck's sake, listen to that podcast, fucking set it off all my bits. What the hell was I saying?
You mentioned. I'll bring
Oh,
us back
sorry.
to this. So,
Please
as
do.
we're recording this we're recording this on the 5th of May. Rain Me In comes out on the 7th of May.
It does indeed.
And you've been hitting quite a hard campaign on pre-saves. How's that going?
It's going really well. We got off to a bit of a slow start. I think, just generally speaking, like we maybe weren't hitting the right channels, weren't kind of approaching it the right way. We think a lot of people as well were kind of put off by the fact that you've got to enable permissions, and obviously everyone's so data conscious nowadays and permission conscious nowadays. They're like, we understand it, but like, you click on the DistroKid link and you have to obviously enable those permissions, and it lists them off, and it's like, oh, you give DistroKid permissions to add a song, which obviously everyone's expecting, but then it says like, view your name and profile, delete songs, change your playlists, make amendments to your library, and like obviously that sounds quite scary, but tangibly what it is it's just giving DistroKid permissions to add the song, and then obviously should we remove it, gives them permissions to also remove it from playlists and stuff. because like our click numbers on the link are extremely high. The click to pre-save not as high.
Mate, I found that it's a bit different because I was with the launch of the clothing line. They'd be like, "Oh, you've had X amount of clicks, and there's like 100 people a day coming through your website, but your conversion rate's like 7%." I was like, "That's fucking depressing." Like, but I can imagine. I mean, I guess I didn't even know. I mean, I suppose Erica Drive's not released anything to pre-save, so I don't really know how it works. But it's cool that you're hitting good numbers, though.
We're gassed with it. We set a provisional target, and like first couple of days we were like, this ain't gonna happen. But then over the last few days, it does seem to have gotten a little bit of traction. And while it's tight, it's really tight. If we keep growing at the same, if it keeps going up at the same rate that it was, we could hit our target. But I think the fact where we've gotten so far is beyond what we expected in kind of the first few days. Yeah. So we're pretty chuffed with it, and it helps out with the editorials and stuff. Yeah. Kind of gets the algorithm working for you, and it kind of gets that stuff going.
I suppose it's good as well. Like if you think about it, where you'd rebranded and then we were forced to like just everyone stop. You kind of so instead of running at this release with any sort of momentum, you're literally okay. We're back at the start line. We've got whatever momentum we've gained over lockdown, but you can't really gain that much. No. So you're kind of coming at it cold again. It's like, well, you've got to reintroduce yourself. I mean, we've discussed it once as a band. We're not very prolific at doing these things, but we're now coming. Like you've got to start. It's almost like starting again. Like, oh hi, we're Basement League. We were out a year ago, but then no one's given a shit about anything for the last year. So if you heard us and thought we were good, you might have been like, I was in such a dark place that I just fucking gave up on music and stuff, so I didn't listen to it. And now you're like reintroducing yourself. So even to hit close to the target you set, mate, you smashed it. Like,
oh, cheers, dude. No, we're honestly we're really really happy. It's the support was kind of like not what we expected, and like it could be like who knows what the story's going to be like when this episode actually comes out, and like kind of seeing how it does. But we're quietly confident that it'll do quite well. But you're so right. It does feel like kind of starting again. I mean, obviously we had Music Mondays for a little bit, but like we didn't keep it up. I feel like that would have really like kept us a little bit like in the loop, and that's definitely on me. It was my laziness.
Like it would have been so hard to maintain that enthusiasm when everything around you is shit. Like, I know it would have been a welcome distraction, but like we were saying with authenticity, when you come out the vocal booth, like if it's not authentic, you know about it. You see a singer singing a song that you don't give a fuck about, and you know about it. Like, so the authenticity would have been like, and I guess eventually maybe the content would have dried up because no bands were doing much. It's like, well, here's a single that was released fucking 3 years ago. So
yeah, it was the difficulty, and like there was a big toss up in kind of like what do we do, and obviously that's kind of ended in just holding off, and we've been holding off for like these deadlines have been pushed back and back and back and back. But what's been really helpful is because it's been so like planned out, like kind of from day dot really with this like new release schedule and the promo for it. It's been like pretty airtight. Like there's been like kind of something every day or every couple of days in this whole build up. Like starting out with like the blackout, like we all like changed our profile pictures and stuff, and like immediately from that point, like we started to see engagement kind of get a little bit better. Like people were kind of messaging us being like, oh, what's going on, what's happening. And it did kind of feel like we kind of reminded a lot of people that we existed, which was cool. Like had like a fair few people kind of piqued their interest, and that's the thing that's got us so gassed about these pre-saves and like this whole campaign so far is like people seem to be actually really engaging with it and really like genuinely excited for it to come out. And for us, we've just been sat on these songs for so fucking long now that we're like, just get them out, get them gone.
I suppose it's a good thing though, like if it grows in the right direction, so be it one person pre-saves, 10 people, 100 people, so long as it grows, then job done really. I suppose. I mean, like I'm quite good at setting myself zero expectations. So like when we release a podcast, no one's going to listen to it, and then if 2 people listen to it, I was blown away. But like, so
Yeah.
I think it's good to have those expectations. Just if it doesn't fucking hit it, don't get disheartened, mate. Because let's be honest, if you've got more than one pre-save, job done. Like,
Yeah.
that's
100%.
that's where I'd look at it, mate. So I mean, I don't know the numbers, but you always seem to be happy with him. So don't be disheartened if you don't get over that target you set. Fuck it. Like, a lot of people are paying attention to it. You got, what was it, 4,000 views on the video? So, or I say the video, the little ad you put up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they're all getting a few K.
yeah. So I wouldn't worry about it, mate. I mean, I think you're smashing it. I'm like the doting, the doting basement league father.
Yeah,
sat
this
there
is lovely.
watching my
Come
children
on
grow
here,
up.
and it's just a full-on air of positivity. It's amazing.
Oh, mate, I think it's great. Like, I mean, I was gutted because, I mean, I say I was gutted. I mean, it's none of my fucking business and or concern. But when you were like, I'm rebranding, I was like, I fucking really like Priesthood Pilots. Don't fucking change.
No.
And in a selfish way, I was like, don't fucking change. Play Bones all the time and don't fucking change anything.
Bones is a big tune, to be fair. Shout out to James Warner, Nathan Coote, Jordan Quinn, and Nick Lynn of Priest of Pilots for writing Bones.
I'll
Shouts
tell you
to
what,
them.
you used to play the acoustic to Bones, so tell me the chords and I'll take it up in my acoustic sets.
It is D.
I'm not going to remember.
and then
I'm not going to fucking remember this, mate. Anyway,
Yeah, it's,
no, because
yeah,
I
I'm
want to do it.
going
Don't
through
tell everybody. Like, whoever listens to this is going to be able to do it now. I want me to be
Yeah,
able to do it.
yeah, it's just everyone's playing Bones just all the time.
Yeah, right.
Or I could go through it even more meticulously and be like, oh, so you want your middle finger on the
Yeah,
second topic.
Fuck that. Right, so let's move slightly away from music. So you mentioned your drama school. One of the highlights of, I don't know whether it was during the first lockdown or just before the first lockdown, was turning on a YouTube video to see little Cameron and Squirtle.
Oh, mate.
So how the
childhood dreams
fuck do you go from releasing music and playing music to being in a Pokemon Go advert?
With seamlessly.
For anyone that hasn't seen it, I will hunt this advert out, and this goes on YouTube as audio only, but if you go over to the YouTube and find this clip, I will link the advert in the description along with all of Basement League's stuff. I don't think I've mentioned that yet, but they'll all be linked, and go and watch the advert. It's fucking, like, I was like, I knew it was mentioned, but I'd never seen it, and then I was like, oh, there's a kid with a Squirtle, and then he grows up, I'm like, oh fuck, that's Cameron.
Yeah, just full disclosure, I am not the child at the beginning. I'm the slightly older child in the second half. Well, as I say, mate, like the band for me was kind of the hobby. Like the main thing I'm trained in is the acting. So like, I left drama school with an agent. Kind of done a few jobs kind of here and there in terms of the acting. And that was my last. I think that was my last job before lockdown. It must have been. I did that I shot it in like November, and I got the audition through, and like I saw that it was for I saw that it was for Pokemon Go. I was like, oh, that is class.
Yeah,
I fucking
right,
love
mate.
Pokemon,
Fuck.
but I fucking hate commercial auditions. It's the worst thing. Like,
Right.
you know, you can say that you're one in a million, you know, but like a casting director will find like 40, 50 people that look exactly like you, and they'll put you all in a room and then get you in one by one. So like I go in and it's all like, you know, mid-20s or like early to mid-20s, white dudes with like some like different eye colors, but like all with brown hair, all with like the same level of beard and stuff. Like it was such a weird experience. And like I go into auditions, particularly like commercial ones, like there's no pressure, because realistically, like the decision's made on how you look. Like you can go in there, you can pull off the best audition you've ever done in your life, but if you don't look right, the decision's made after 20 seconds. So I go into them like, yeah, I'm never fucking getting this. Like there's no chance. And that one was no different. I went into it, saw all the people there, like did the audition. I was like, yeah, fine, that's it, that's bye. I go home, and then I get a call, like an email really late in the evening. Must have been at like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. Saying, yeah, they've gone for you. They want you to do a wardrobe fitting. I was like, no way.
Yes.
And like, I was like, that's gas. Like, I thought maybe like, you know, I'm going to be playing with like, I'm just going to be playing with Pokemon Go or whatever. And then I get brought into it's an advertising company called Maverick Media that did it. I got brought into their office to show me like the storyboard and like the treatment for it.
Yeah.
And I see obviously the little story, which I obviously won't ruin it for everyone, but it's basically like the premise was it was Pokemon Go's like John Lewis advert, basically.
Oh mate, the advert was wicked. Like I really liked it.
Yeah. As a Pokemon fan, I was like,
Yeah, it was helped by the fact that you were in it. Like I can imagine that because when I knew you'd mentioned that you were in it, I was like, if any Pokemon advert came on, I'd leave it. Before, I'd be like, fucking skip that. Whereas now, it's like, yes, I'm not in it, but I'm in it through Cameron. Like,
yeah.
He's living out everybody's fucking dreams. He's got a fucking Squirtle next to him.
Honestly, seeing that, because I saw it when everyone else saw it. I didn't see like an advanced version of it.
Did you not?
Saw it. No. I was there
Okay.
waiting for it to go live, and like I hadn't seen it. And so yeah, as I say, I won't ruin it for people. But seeing me there with a Pokemon following me, I was like, oh my god!
Is he the one you would have picked if you could have picked Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or Charmander?
I wouldn't have been unhappy with it. I wasn't unhappy with a Squirtle.
Right, yeah.
I would like sometimes choose a Squirtle. If I had to be one of the first 3 starters, like I'm a basic bitch. I'd have gone with Charmander.
Fair enough. I'm yet to meet anyone that likes Bulbasaur. Or doesn't like
Yeah.
Bulbasaur, just who the fuck picks the grass one? Like, really?
Well, that's it, right? That is it.
Do you want the water one, the little dragon with spitting fire, or just the leaf?
A leaf.
Yeah. Don't worry though, he's got a fucking bulb on his back that will shoot out some pollen if you need it. He's only dangerous to hay fever sufferers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No, I thought it was quite interesting, mate. I wanted to know how you got onto that. So, I'm assuming the acting is something you want to pick back up?
Yeah, 100%. It is one of those ones that, like, obviously it's just been dead this whole time.
Mate,
Like, I've had maybe 2 auditions since lockdown began. You know, which you know, it's hard to get a job anyway, let alone when you're only auditioning twice.
Yeah.
But you know, I've really liked my agent. I've got a good relationship with him. You know, so I'm eager for it to get started. The dream's always been to just be able to like do shit that I like for a living.
Yeah.
And like I really enjoy acting. I really enjoy the band. Like that's, you know, that's kind of always been my goal. My dream is to be able to like feasibly get paid and earn my way doing, you know, things I'm passionate about.
Yeah. It's almost like you want your full-time job to be what you do in your spare time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, and you know, they say if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. And like I think that's so, you know, it's so true. Like if you're truly enjoying what you're doing, you know, like why not? And I work for a great company at the minute. Like the kind of job I'm doing is like they're really supportive. Like it's probably the most supportive I've ever felt, like doing the acting and doing the band and stuff.
Right.
So I kind of want to make it all work, but yeah, just love the acting, love the band. But to be honest, like mate, the band's like kind of taken the spot. It's kind of completely taken over my life, and it's like it is what I love. It is really what I love doing.
Yeah.
So I think if we can make a thing of that, but then you know, obviously, if you try and go into the music industry to make money, like you're gonna have a pretty shitty time.
Yeah, right. You're gonna come out of it very disappointed.
Yeah.
Go in it for
Yeah,
fun
probably.
and you won't be disappointed. Go in it for money
Exactly.
and you're fucking heading for a disappointment.
Game over. Game over.
Cool. So plug stuff now. Here we go. This is your chance to plug it. You've got. I don't even fucking know time limit. You've got an infinite amount of time until I say stop to plug shit.
Wow.
So go.
Check out Basement League.
I know your socials are at Basement League UK. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put
Twitter
links to
and-
everything anyway. So if you've, how underprepared are you to come in here without your
I
fucking
know,
socials?
terrible. What band am I in? What's
Listen
my
to
name?
Basement League.
Listen to Basement League. Alexa, play Basement League. So yeah, we're on Twitter, Instagram. That's like at Buzzment League UK.
Oh, you cool
Um,
kids. Cool
yeah,
kids
I
dropping
know.
out some
We're
letters.
hip,
Fucking hell.
hip and young. Yeah. Well, it's just because fucking Basement League's taken by like
I
some
don't want to
ping
know.
pong
Oh,
tournament.
okay. Cool. Oh,
It's like yeah.
that just reminds me. Is Basement League a reference to wrestling?
Right, I listened to this first episode.
I thought
got done
I asked
dirty,
Josh
Roger.
explained it, and you obviously came across as somebody that wasn't very good at wrestling.
He, you know what? He did present quite accurately. I'll be here to dispel the myths. So absolutely right. Wrestling is at the crux of it. Isaac, our other singer, is obviously very, very brummy. He's 100% definitely from Birmingham, and it's quite clear. Yeah, King from it. Yeah, shouts to Isaac Rushton. There we go. Check out Isaac Rushton. So we get wrecked at studio the first time out. We get absolutely wrecked.
That surprises me.
Yeah, I know, shocking, right? And yeah, so we like just get drunk, cause a ruckus. I think like I'd started watching the UFC, and so when I got like really drunk, I'd like go to like take people down, and like obviously like it would start innocently enough. I say innocently enough as me like trying to tackle someone, and eventually it would end up with like us wrestling, and we're like not punching or anything, just wrestling, just for the shits and the gigs. Yeah. So when we like. We get drunk, start wrestling, and like basically try and submit each other, and having like a very brief UFC knowledge, Isaac and I firmly like cemented ourselves at the top of the pile. He will dispute, and he'll probably dispute this on your show. He'll say that I snaked him or something. It didn't happen. Isaac and I do a rematch. It was a pretty decent
will
battle.
happily ref that on the tour because I'm having no fucking dodgy shit. You're not having
Yeah,
any,
100%.
like, I'm not having any eye gouging or anything. No.
Maybe we live stream it. Maybe that's the event to do. Maybe we live stream Isaac and I.
Onlyfans.com/Basement League Wrestling.
Yeah. No, Buzzment League UK.
Buzzment League
Basement
UK.
League is definitely going to be taken on OnlyFans.
That's a fucking good point. But either way, we'll put a post up about the OnlyFans when Isaac and Cameron decide to get the rematch on.
Of course. We will accept subs and buying things off our Amazon wish list.
Just fucking gold dust suits.
So we start wrestling, right? And James just doesn't want to get involved. James is like pretty much pacifist when it came to the wrestling.
Me and Josh had him winning.
No. So James was like, James just wouldn't really get involved. So James was naturally at the bottom of the pile. And don't get me wrong, the bottom of the pile has changed hands a few times. Nathan has certainly been down there. But it was mainly James. And like in Birmingham, if you're a shit football team, you'll be referred to as Basement League. Like, Stockport, okay. No, they're Basement League. Like they're crap. And so James like ended up getting Isaac just called James Basement League just over and over and over again. And after our priest guitarist Jordan left, we were looking for that name, and Nathan was like, right, follow me here, but Basement League. What do we think of that? And yeah, just the name stuck. But then absolutely, I did. And I will come clear. I'm not going to hype myself up. I did get like far too drunk.
As far as A New Hope goes, you are Basement League.
Firmly. I was put very much so in my place. Josh mentioned that I wrapped something over his hand. I genuinely don't. I feel terrible. Yeah. I don't remember it.
No, you owe him a duster. So
yeah, fully. Josh, if you are listening, next time I'm in Hereford, I will bring you a new duster, and I promise not to wrap you over the hands with it. I genuinely don't remember it. I was messy.
I'm glad that you confirmed that though, because I quite like the fact that it came out of somewhere random and you're not like sat on a Google name generator or something and being like, oh, that's a cool band name. Yeah, probably 100%. The 800 million people that have already done this. Like,
yeah, exactly. Cool. And that's what we like. We did consider like, sorry.
People have got context to the name.
Yeah,
Because without
exactly.
context, I mean, like you said, Basement League is like, oh, okay, that doesn't. I mean, on the plus side, put Basement League in a genre. If you just heard the name Basement League, what are you putting it in? See, mate, you're a
It's
classic
tough,
rock.
isn't it?
Mate.
Yeah.
I mean, not classic
could-
rock, but.
But it also could be an indie band. I mean, it could be a
Basement Jacks.
90s dance collective.
Yeah, Basement Jack's cover band.
Yeah.
Please, on the tour, do Basement
That's
Jacks.
the one. We have to do it, yeah, just do your thing. Make my body sing. Get that on there.
Cogs are turning now for our intro music at Anvil.
Oh, it's got to be done. It's got to be. We've got to queue up some Basement Jacks.
Were you at the show where we used? I don't think you were. Were you? You weren't at the show where we used Gandalf, were you?
No?
Oh, mate, we came
When
on.
did you use it?
Might have been our EP release show. Like everyone was like, oh, I don't know what we're gonna use. I was like, oh, fucking. 10 minutes later, I'm like, it was that Gandalf quote where it's like, this is not the end. All we have to do is choose what to do with the time that's given to us. And then we went into All We Are. So we used Gandalf as an intro.
Oh,
I'll dig
that
it
is-
out, mate. I'll dig it out and send it. Oh, I can't send it to you
Yeah.
because fucking SoundCloud banned me because they were like, oh, it's copyright. It's fucking Gandalf.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's in the open realm.
Yeah, Gandalf's open source at this
Yeah.
point. Come on. It's probably because it was the film version, eh?
Yeah, maybe.
Bastards.
if you-
you're a mega fan, ain't you? You're a mega Lord of the Rings
I'll
fan.
give you a quick tour of the room when the camera's off. But well, I'd say when the camera's off, when the
Yeah, I love that. So if the camera's on, what you'd be seeing right now is this.
yeah, it's not gonna translate well to audio only. So we'll quickly finish with then. If you've listened to Josh's, you've been pre-prepared for this. Although if you don't know your band socials, then you're probably not. I say that you had your band socials. I'm just making it seem like you're unorganised. Top 5 bands right now. Give them to me.
Fuck. Erica Drive, A New Hope, 100%. Shouts to you guys. I'm really vibing, and they're not a band anymore. I'm really vibing with Balance and Composure. They've got an album called Separation, which I'm really fucking jamming out at the minute. Can't Swim are amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really rating their stuff. And over the summer, I did some lessons with Toby Duncan from Trash Boat. We did some like singing lessons and stuff. Shouts to them. Their stuff sounded like really, really cool. They've gone in a new direction, and I'm
Nice.
really vibing with it. So yeah,
Cool. There's your 5.
there's more that I can name. There's
No,
more
that's
local bands
5.
I can name, but
That's 5.
that's my five.
It's because the way I like it, it's not a ranking like here's my favourite band. It's just the top 5 bands you can think of at the moment. Because I don't like
Yeah.
ranking bands. It's not a fucking competition.
Yeah, no, fully.
One song that everyone should hear, and there is a playlist for this. I've not mentioned it yet, but there is a playlist, Shaped Through Fate on Spotify, and you can find the playlist. My plan for it is every guest that comes on has one song that they can put on there. And the rule is you listen to the playlist. You can listen on shuffle, but you go start to finish. You can't skip anything, so you have to listen to this whole eclectic mix of music. What are you putting on it?
Wasted Days by Cloud Nothings.
Okay.
It's a tune.
I'm going to have to write that down because I ain't going to remember. And then
It's a big tune.
the comment that I'm going to get rid of because, I mean, we shouldn't keep it in, but for the comment that you said, you've been put on death row. You know the comment because we can't go there.
Yes, I know the comment.
Big up comment.
Yeah,
So,
shouts to comment.
shout out to comment. Your last meal. Start a main, dessert, drink. Go. Hit me with it. Have whatever you want from wherever you want.
The Off Menu podcast.
No, see, I got told that, and I don't give a fuck if I've nicked it or not, because don't they do? And I spoke to the guy I spoke to a couple of weeks ago. Was like, oh yeah, I've heard this. I was like, what? The death row meal, and they're like, oh no, they did a perfect meal. I was like, well, there's the point of difference. Then this is your death row meal.
Yeah.
This is the
And,
last
can
meal
you-
you're
can you
ever going to
even-
fucking consume.
Can you even trademark talking about food?
Well, if you can, I'm going to do it first. So,
Yeah, exactly. I'm leaving in there.
Alexa, how do you trademark talking about food? Anyway, yeah. So let's not get distracted.
Alexa, trademark food. Yeah, do what. Alexa can do it, mate. That's a function Alexa can do.
Probably.
Alexa,
So, yeah.
sort legal trademark.
Alexa, I'm being sued for talking about food. Help. So yeah, Death Row
Alexa,
Meal. Start.
Play Basement League.
Start and main dessert. What you having? You can have it from wherever you want. The only rule is you got to be able to eat it all in one sitting. So if you order 100 pizzas, you can get fucked. I am not paying for it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Gosh, I'm a basic bitch. So starter, I'm probably going cheesy garlic bread because I just
Nice.
I could live off that stuff.
Nice.
Main, I'm probably gonna go with. It's gutting because I'm effectively a vegetarian now, but my mum's beef and pork roast. Like when my mum does a roast beef or a roast pork, like that whole thing with all the trimmings, Yorkshire pudding, everything, gravy. Oh,
I suppose if it's going to be your last meal on Earth, who fucking cares if you're vegetarian or not? You're not going to be
That's
here
true.
tomorrow. You're getting. I don't know how you're going to get disposed of in the morning, but you ain't going to see tomorrow. You ain't going to see tomorrow night. So
yeah.
fucking even.
No, 100%. Yeah, why not? You know, why not?
So we'll have a mixed beef pork roast with all the trimmings, right? Dessert. What we
Yeah.
having?
So dessert probably going to be a banoffee pie. Think nice bit of banoffee pie.
What you washing it down with?
Oh, pint of Guinness.
Whoa! All right, big boy.
Yeah, probably pint of Guinness.
Are you gonna have?
Well, no, it's the last meal, isn't it? It's got to be something. A Guinness from Dublin. There we go.
Are you having a clover leaf on the top, or are you drawing a banana on it?
If someone can draw a banana on it, if anyone listening to this can do a banana in the foam of a Guinness, like send it to me and like. I don't know. I'll give you some. I'll give you a Basement League T-shirt if you can do it. Like first person. That's it. First person to do it, you get a Basement League T-shirt. If I can see a banana in a Guinness foam.
Right. So I think we're done there. I'm going to quickly plug the tour that we're doing. Erica Drive, Basement League, and A New Hope are going on tour. Dates are on any of our socials, but we're talking about Basement League. So go and check out at Basement League UK or at Basement League. And yeah. Rain Me's out because we're recording this in the past, so go and listen to that. EP, hang on, I've got the fucking name written down here. Better Nights, Better Days is coming out whenever, so go and check out Basement League again, and you'll find out when that's coming on. So Cameron, thank you very much for taking the time to have a chat with me.
Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure.
I've missed your face, so
I've missed your face. I've missed your face and your voice. I'm looking forward to singing a song together on tour again.
oh
Hopefully.
mate, definitely. We're going to sing Bones.
So excited. Oh, yeah. Part of your set, though, right?
Fuck it, yeah. Why not?
Why not, eh?
Like I said to Josh, I'm happy to give my songs away because I'm lazy. So fuck it. If they even want to kill a song. So anyway, mate.
We should do the three of us on a song. That'd be jokes.
Yeah, right. So we're going to go off record and I'm going to play you that song that I've cut out. So yeah.
Yeah, please do.
Shaped
You
Through
guys,
Fate podcast.
you guys are missing out.
Shaped Through Fate podcast. Go to shapedthroughfate.com and grab some stuff. And yeah, cheers, Cameron. Speak to you in a bit.
Cheers, guys. Speak soon.
What is this hell I'm facing?